What's up, military millionaires? Today's Angry Marine rant, full disclosure, is not my rant. I was just really struggling with what to come up with, and so I asked my Gunny what his biggest pet peeve about Marines or people is, and what's the number one excuse that drives you freaking nuts. And he said, always be on time. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. And he's absolutely right. You always need to be on time. There is no excuse for being late. No, none. It's on you. You need to take extreme ownership and make sure you're on time to stuff. Now, there are times where, say, maybe there's a huge accident on the highway and you can't stop. Now, I would say you could have left the house earlier, but, if it's like a 40-minute backup, whatever, a little bit of reasonableness in there. But call. If you're going to be late to something, pick up the phone and call. Don't just show up late and leave people wondering. Pick up the phone and say, hey, this happened. I'm going to be a little bit late. Like there was a day 2 weeks ago where almost everybody in my office, my Chief Officer 5, Master Guns, my Gunny, someone else, they were all late because of a big accident that caused them to just take forever coming down the highway. And all of them called up and said, hey, this happened, we're running a little bit late. You think they got in trouble? No, because we knew and we understood. A week or two ago, I left my wallet at home and hey, I got to turn back around. Oops. No big deal, right? Like it is what it is. But had I just been late to work, would have been a whole different story. Call ahead. If you have a timeline, stick to it. If you show up early, that's a problem. If you show up late, that's a problem. Now I know you're saying, oh, early is never a problem. Well, let me tell you this, and this is a huge pet peeve of mine actually. When I was a recruiter, on Sunday, we used to tell all our applicants, hey, be at the office at 10. No earlier, no later, be there at 10. We got to do our brief for all the guys who are going to boot camp. We brief their families, whatever. Now, I would go into work an hour or two early because I had to prep stuff for their brief and I had to finish stuff for people who were enlisting. And maybe if people were enlisting, we had to deal with their stuff before we give the brief for the people who were shipping to boot camp, whatever. So I would go in early to work, but I would lock the door. And it never failed that applicants would show up like an hour early and be like, knocking on the door. Hey, where you at? I see your car. Hey, blowing up your phone. Hey, where you at? I see your car. It's like, hey, I told you to be here at 10. I'm here early because I need to work. If you guys come in and you want to talk it up and talk about your feelings and be all emotional about going to boot camp, I'm not going to get what I need to do done, and then we're going to be behind schedule. It's just like another example is when I would say, hey, PT is 05 or be here at 1300. But we'll say PT is 05, and then at 0450, my phone's ringing. Hey, Staff Sergeant, where you at? Hey, what time is it? Oh, 4:50. Hey, what time am I supposed to be there? 05. Well, then why the hell are you calling me wondering where I am? I got 10 minutes to be there. I like to, as the guy holding the formation, I should be able to show up, everybody's there, and take off running. It should just be, I shouldn't have to wait around if I'm the one who called the meeting. You want to be early, great, and the Marine Corps is all about that. Stick to your scheduled timeline. And I'm going to reiterate it one more time. Bad news doesn't get better with time. Tell people, be honest, be upfront, on time, timelines. It's just human decency and respect. If you can't be on time to stuff and you can't notify, like if I tell you, hey, let's meet for coffee at 10:30, and you show up at 10:40 and you didn't call, that tells me I wasn't important enough for you to prioritize being on time, and I wasn't even important enough for you to let me know you're going to be late. A, you're probably not a courteous human being and I probably don't want to work with you. And B, you don't give a shit about me, so why should I give a shit about you? Because if I'm going to meet someone important and I'm running behind, damn sure I'm going to call and let them know, hey man, I'll be right there. No harm, no foul. But if you can't man up and tell people that, like, I don't know what to tell you. That's just garbage.